Ferrari's 16-year drought without an F1 title is truly surprising. Once a dominant force in the F1 world, it's shocking to see them struggle for so long without a championship win. However, there's hope on the horizon that this barren streak may soon come to an end. You might be wondering how this is possible, given Max Verstappen's dominance with Red Bull. But here's the thing. Ferrari is gradually closing the gap with Red Bull. How do you ask? Let's delve into the details. After Carlos Sainz's win at the Australian Grand Prix, talks about a potential battle between Red Bull and Ferrari emerged. But if Ferrari doesn't keep up this momentum, they could go without a championship for a really long time. They haven't won in 16 years, and the memory of that victory is fading. The last time they went that long without winning anything was between 1983 and 1999. Back when Jean Todt was in charge, Ferrari had a dream team, but after he left, things started falling apart. Key people like Ross Brawn and Paolo Martinelli left in 2006, and Rory Byrne followed them in 2009. By 2008, it was like a whole different team. Then came the tough times. The F60 in 2009 was a disaster. Ferrari didn't realize how much the new rules would change things, and they ended up with a really bad car. And remember the 2010 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Ferrari made a big mistake with Fernando Alonso's strategy, and they lost the championship because of it. Despite fleeting glimpses of competitiveness in 2012, 2017, and 2018, Ferrari's inconsistency thwarted their title aspirations. But now, things seem to be changing for the better. Ferrari looks more determined than ever. There's someone leading the team who really wants to win, and he is pushing everyone to do their best. And that person is Fred Vasseur. Vasseur wants to bring Ferrari back to the top of Formula One. In the world of Formula One, the right leadership can make all the difference. Fred Vasseur, the current head of Ferrari's team, reminds us of Jean Todt, the legendary leader who'd helped Ferrari end a long dry spell in the 1990s. Vasseur's goal is to bring Ferrari back to its winning ways, just like Todt did decades ago. And so far, there are signs that this plan is working. The recent 1 and 2 finish at the Australian Grand Prix is proof that Ferrari is moving in the right direction. Ferrari has been through some changes since Todt's time. Stefano Domenicali and Maurizio Arrivabene both tried to lead the team to victory, but they faced challenges along the way. Now, it's up to Vasseur to turn things around. Charles Leclerc, who has worked with Vasseur before, believes that Ferrari is more focused than ever under his leadership. Vasseur knows how to identify the most important areas for improvement and make sure everyone is working towards the same goals. Vasseur's influence has attracted even more talented people to Ferrari, including top drivers like Lewis Hamilton. And if any of Red Bull's technical staff start looking for new opportunities, Ferrari will be ready to welcome them with open arms. Fred Vasseur, Ferrari's team leader, isn't just relying on gut feelings when it comes to assessing their progress against Red Bull. He's crunching the numbers too. According to him, their gap to Red Bull has shrunk from around 1 second in Jeddah last year to just 0.4 this season. While this is a significant improvement, Vasseur knows that the ultimate goal is to be in the lead, not just close behind. But before that, we know you wouldn't want to miss out on more exclusive content like this. So, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel to stay updated with all the latest in the world of Formula One. Let us move on. The start of the 2023 season didn't go as well for Ferrari compared to the promising start they had in 2022. While their qualifying pace occasionally matched Red Bull's, Mercedes and Aston Martin seemed to have the edge in race performance. McLaren also emerged as a strong contender as the season progressed. However, Ferrari started to make progress with their car, especially after discovering new setup techniques during the summer break. Their performance took a noticeable upswing at circuits like Zandvoort and Monza, culminating in a memorable victory in Singapore. A new floor introduced at the Japanese Grand Prix further enhanced Ferrari's competitiveness, allowing them to challenge Mercedes for second place in the Constructors' Championship. The 2023 season for Ferrari can be divided into 3 phases: the first half, post-summer break, and the end-of-season surge. Comparing the opening races of 2023 to 2024 using the SuperTimes metric, which measures each team's fastest lap as a percentage of the overall best lap, reveals a clear improvement in Ferrari's pace relative to Red Bull. The gap has decreased by 0.161%, indicating the approximately 0.6-second progress that Vasseur believes Ferrari has made despite Red Bull's own improvements over the winter. While the numbers may suggest that Ferrari's progress in developing the fastest car in Formula One has stalled between the end of 2023 and the beginning of 2024, it's important to consider the limitations of these comparisons. For instance, in last year's Las Vegas race, Ferrari demonstrated a clear edge in one-lap pace over Red Bull, albeit by a modest margin of approximately 0.4%. Despite this advantage, Charles Leclerc was unable to convert it into a victory. Looking back at the trio of races prior to the start of the 2024 season, Ferrari showed strong performance in Italy and Singapore. Throughout the latter half of 2023, there were instances where Ferrari topped the SuperTime rankings, reflecting the progress they had made over the season. However, this did not always translate into race victories, as Ferrari struggled with a crucial race day disadvantage, particularly in tyre management compared to Red Bull. Max Verstappen's mastery of tyre management over the middle portion of the 2022 season gave Red Bull a significant advantage, preventing Leclerc and Ferrari from clinching additional victories after the Austrian Grand Prix. This weakness persisted into 2023, hindering Ferrari's ability to capitalize on their qualifying pace. However, recent developments suggest that Ferrari has made improvements in striking the right balance, signaling a potential resurgence in their performance on race day. Understanding how to manage tires in Formula One is very important. Teams spend a lot of time and money studying things like grip, slip, and how tires wear out to get ahead. Ferrari had trouble with tire management in the past, especially in 2022 and 2023. At first, Ferrari's tyre performance in 2022 might not have seemed bad because Red Bull had some problems with weight. But once Red Bull fixed their issues, it became clear that Ferrari had their own problems. Even with some improvements, the SF23 car still struggled to manage tyres well on race days. However, things started to change when Ferrari introduced a new floor design at the Suzuka Grand Prix in September 2023. It hinted that Ferrari was making big improvements in managing tyres, and they kept working on this with the SF24. Team boss Fred Vasseur talks about how important it was to deal with the SF23's unpredictability. He says the car was tricky to handle, so drivers pushed hard, which wore out the tyres faster. But now, Ferrari has improved how consistent the car is between different types of tyres. This makes it easier to drive and predict, which is a big step up from last year. Charles Leclerc agrees with Vasseur, saying Ferrari has gotten a lot better at managing tyre wear compared to Red Bull. But he also says there's still work to do. He thinks Ferrari needs to focus on being faster overall, especially when the car has a lot of fuel in it. This shows Ferrari is trying to improve every aspect of their performance on race days. What do you think are Ferrari's chances of winning another race this season? Let us know in the comment section below. That will be all for today's video. Thanks for staying tuned. Please don't forget to hit the subscribe button and notification bell so that you can always watch more amazing videos like this. See you in the next video.